Connor Rodgers is here.
Connor.
From NBC Sports now. I got to hang out with him at the Combine. Before we get to the big winners and losers from the Combine, Connor, let's talk about the next domino, the next shoe to drop. And does that mean that Aaron Rodgers is ticketed for Gotham?
The Jets are hoping so. They're sitting waiting. They were not overly aggressive to get Carr. And to be fair, I think Carr had the wits and the smarts to go to a division that's for the taking. So I think that was mutual. And all the risk now is in the driver's seat of Aaron Rodgers. A very scary place to be, guys. So I think it's like this with Rodgers. I think it's retirement or the Jets. If he went back to Green Bay and everything just went smooth there, and then you got to figure out a Jordan Love situation, that would really, really surprise me. So I think we're going to get that answer soon. And if the Jets do not get Aaron Rodgers, things get murky really, really quickly this NFL offseason.
Well, the Saints did get Derek Carr, as we talked about. What does that mean for the Saints?
It means that they are trying once again to take this division, and in a division that is going to have Kyle Trask starting. We don't know what the Falcons are going to do. My gut tells me Desmond Ridder, but we'll see. And then the Panthers, who I'm convinced are going to move up in this draft and go get a quarterback. And these quarterbacks are really good, but even that takes time as well. So the Saints saw a window. This is what they do. They kick that cap can down the road over and over and over again. They got Derek Carr for $37.5 million a year. It's essentially structured as a 2-year deal, juiced up to about $70 million in terms of the full guarantees up front. So I think the Saints are looking at it and going, we still have the best roster. Now we got a quarterback that can really – Chris Olave was good last year. This can fully unlock Chris Olave and who else we surround this offense with. So I think Carr made a good decision for himself, and the Saints are just capitalizing on the timing of that division.
It's a great fit. Let's pivot to the Combine with the time we have left with you, man. Anthony Richardson. I mean, everybody knew he was fast. We see it at Florida. Everybody knows he's fast. Everybody knows he's big. Everybody knows he's a great athlete. He confirmed all those things in the show that he put on Saturday in Indianapolis. Is he enough of a tantalizing prospect, given those tools and that potential, to potentially be the #1 pick overall in the draft, ahead of, I know your favorite quarterback in this class, Bryce Young? Because there's just so much buzz about Anthony Richardson since that Combine performance.
Michael, in plenty of classes, I think yes. In this one, no. And it's not as much about Anthony Richardson as it's about how good Bryce Young and CJ Stroud are. I think that's the difference, especially what Stroud was able to do last week. He looked incredible throwing. He's got great size. He's got great composure. Everybody loves talking to him, his confidence in the way he carries himself. So for Stroud to kind of cement himself in the top 5, Bryce Young was already there, especially getting to over 200 pounds. Richardson is a really, really good prospect, but the toughest selling point is he needs seasoning and he needs time, and #1 picks in this league do not get that anymore. So as a GM going to climb all the way up to #1, we've heard Chicago wants 3 first-rounders, counting the swap that it will take Richardson and then sit him all year, potentially have a disastrous year if your #1 pick doesn't play and you don't have any capital ahead of you, and then the seat could potentially get warm. So Richardson's a really good player. I think he's going to go in the top 5 to 7 picks pretty easily, but #1 still feels like a little bit of a stretch for me, not because of him, but because of everybody else in front of him.
So who is he? Who is Richardson? Forget about where he's going to be drafted. If you look at this prospect, you're studying him. Who is Anthony Richardson?
Well, let's just start with the physical nature, right? You're looking at someone that's 6'4", 244. It's the cleanest 244 pounds you'll ever see, all muscle. He's an incredible athlete, another guy that carries himself competently. He's a smart guy. He's going to put in the work. He's just young. He's a guy that's, Will Levis is 23. You look at Richardson, he's 2 years behind that. He's one of the younger players in this draft class at a premium position, and he's got all the arm talent in the world, but he needs more reps. He hasn't played a lot. So something as simple as dropping back and having a 3-step drop and making the timing and accuracy of an easy throw isn't natural to him yet because of the lack of reps there, where Stroud and Bryce, you watch them go through that, and that's all there because they played a lot of football at a high level. So Richardson needs that time. But how many guys in this class can run a sub 4.5, jump 40 inches, turn into not a running back in the open field, but an absolute freak in nature at that size, because you're way bigger and stronger than a running back. Throw the ball a mile, throw the deep ball, play out of structure, and he has played in structure competently before. You just want to find that consistency. So this is a special player if you tap into that ceiling. I think if you're looking for the closest player to today's game, if he maxes out, it's Josh Allen. That a little bit reckless, but in an explosive good way, where the big plays outweigh the bad decisions. Richardson can be that kind of guy. Body type, I haven't seen a guy like this. Maybe Dante Culpepper. I mean, there's just not quarterbacks built like this. This is a rare conversation here.
Yeah, and rare is the operative word for me, because and again, I know it was only a couple of minutes that I spent with him, and these teams only get 20 minutes with him. But in researching his story and in talking to him, Connor, the reason why I would be inclined to roll the dice, and Josh Allen's a perfect example. Josh Allen was not accurate coming out of Wyoming. Josh Allen landed in a great situation with a Brian Daboll and others, Ken Dorsey, even Tony Romo on the side, where he worked on his mechanics. So I look at Anthony Richardson, and I see a guy that got better as the year went on at Florida. I see a guy that, from a leadership standpoint, whether it's his background, whether it's his education, or whether it's just his DNA, from a leadership standpoint, an intangible standpoint, seems to have what you look for in a quarterback. So the one other variable, and this is why I look at a team, like a Carolina, for example, maybe in Indianapolis. If you get a young quarterback whisperer type coach and a good staff, that kid has an opportunity to be special if he's trained right. And I just want to add that last part, because it's like the factor we don't factor in is, the kid, don't tell me about things that are coachable things. Like he's got the traits, he's got the tools. A lot of it's coaching. So if you got the right coaching, I don't see why he shouldn't be the first player taken, given that nobody else has these kind of tools. I love Bryce. I love Bryce Young. I love Bryce Young. But Bryce Young just doesn't possess these natural tools. If you can coach him up, the onus is on the team. If you can coach him up, there's nobody like him. There's nobody like him. It wouldn't be crazy to me. If somebody decided to take him, I wouldn't say they were crazy. And I love Stroud. Stroud looked amazing too. But this dude is next level. He's an alien.
Because he's better.
Your job to coach. It's your job to coach him. It's your job to coach him.
You can coach him.
Go ahead, Connor.
Coach him, but you're not going to necessarily get him to even C.J. Stroud's level. The guy completed 54% of his passes in a big-time conference, in a big-time program. But anyway, go ahead, Connor, go ahead.
I think it depends just what you want to do, right? And I love the Carolina mention, because people forget this. 20 years ago, Josh McCown, who's now their quarterbacks coach, is one of the better athletes we've seen at the position. He would understand the athleticism part of Richardson's game, while Reich can dial in that pocket passer ability that's going to develop over time. So, and then you look at the Colts having some Eagles staff members, of course, what they've done with Jalen Hurts in the short run game. I mean, it can be really, really special. So I would get taking that home run swing.
Thank you, Connor. But Connor's still a great young guy.
I
know that. I know where you at, though. Appreciate you, Connor.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.